Now, if you want a really professional haircut, go to professional and get a cut. Hey guys, Jon Morgan here, and I'm going to do a video of me cutting my own hair. I've done it quite a bit in the past, not all the time, but well, especially this past year, and more people seem to be interested in, how do you cut your own hair? I'm not saying I'm a professional. In fact, I tend to cut my hair a little too short. For some people, this isn't even that long, but for me, it's just kind of long. I like a little shorter. One of my hardest things is I'll use the clippers for the sides, but on the top, it's a little too short for clippers. So I like to use the scissors on top, but that's a little trickier when it's your own hair. All I got are these scissors that came with the kit. So I got a wall razor with a bunch of attachments. And oil. I always oil up my clippers before I start. Anyways, so I'm going to just try to talk through it as I go. Sometimes I start with the sides and sometimes I start with the top. And I'm going to try to start with the top today. I'm going to go back and forth. First, I'm going to plug in this put a little oil on it. Get it worked in. I mean, this I think was like $30 to $40, this razor. And it has a little kit that goes everything from a 1, pretty small, to an 8. All right. Got some combs in here too. But like I said, first thing I want to do is take my wonderful scissors. I'm sure these are like not the best. And I mean, if you're cutting someone else's hair, it's, you go like this, but it's so hard to do that with your own hair, where you hold it up like this and then you're in the mirror trying to figure out which way to go. So I go like this, and it's not, and I'll just pick it up like this. And like some of it pulls sometimes, it's not the best, but so something else you can do is just get the bangs a little bit. Go like this, but then you don't want it, if you just go like this, you want to be careful about looking like you got these bangs that are all the same length, and it looks very homegrown cut. Who knows? Who am I kidding? This whole thing's probably going to be homegrown cut. I'd say this, getting the top right is like the hardest part. And actually something that's really hard is the back, since you can't really see the back, right? I use this mirror a lot, so I kind of look in the back, the side mirror. I'm not sure if there's a lot yet. It tends to get hair all over your sink, so I try to clear the area beforehand, and then it'll be easier to wipe down afterwards. Especially when you use the clippers. Something about hair though is that it always grows back. Well, usually grows back. Grows back less and less every year. I guess the easier thing to do is you could just shave your head to certain lengths with the razor, the clippers, I mean. Put thing you have to be careful about is taking out too much at once, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I went too far. Because once you cut it, you can't take it back. Now, if you want a really professional haircut, then go to professional and get a cut. So I'm just trying to get the tall pieces without taking too much off. By doing this, I can see how, oh, I missed, I just don't have a shirt on when I do this, but you know, I thought I'd spare you. Naked Jon. Got some big pieces long back here. And my bald spot right back here. Eventually I'll wet this down. Alright, I'm going to jump to still quite a bit to do. So we got so far. Seems like more. I'm going to jump to my razors now. My clippers. I'm going to start with a 5 because I know that's where I'm going to start blending in with my top. Because I'm going to get pretty short on the sides. I'll be using a 1 eventually. So go all the way to the top. Alright. I used to stress a lot more about the back, but I do the best I can, and people are more forgiving these days because of COVID. Alright, so something else that comes with this pack is these, it has like for the sides, it has like one's a little higher, bigger than the other side because it goes down. And although I usually cut my hair shorter than this, these are fun to do just right on the sides, in the back. Just have to make sure the small side is down. So I do that, I'm like, it's really just to say, okay, it's going to be getting short here, so just deal with it in my head. Alright, so I was like, okay, it's happening. It is happening. If I wore a white shirt, oh, maybe I should have done that. Because, you know, my hair on my shirt. So I'm going to jump to a 4. This one's loud for some reason. Something's broken on it. This is a problem spot for me. What I usually do is I'll take like a 6. And I'm gonna kind of do the back. Because I can't see it very well to trim it with scissors. I'm just gonna go down the back here. Sometimes I get a little too short, but And it's spinning back there. Maybe I'll jump up to an 8. Alright, the 8 didn't do much. Now for the real deal, I want to take a 3. Try not to go as high in the back with the 3. But it's still going to take off quite a bit. Going about 2/3 the way up, back of my head, and a little higher on the sides. Alright. I'm not cleaning up, I'm not done. I'm just going to wet it down a little bit. Wetting it down helps me see the areas, spiky places that need, that's a professional term, spiky places. Places that need trimming. And you have to get used to positioning the scissors in the mirror because it's like backwards. So I never even did a search or not to see if there's any videos on people cutting their own hair. Not really something that you're trying to teach people. But COVID times. Alright, it's getting better. I'm going to take the 5 again. Number 5. I'm going to go like this off the top. Feeling crazy. Right. I'm not sure if I'm going to time lapse this or not at all. Or just give you the full raw cut. Just to show how long it takes. I think it usually takes me anywhere from a half hour to an hour. So, it may not even be worth it for you to cut your own hair. Unless you can't. See, now I'm getting into a little bit of, a little short. Alright, time to do the back. Finish doing the back. I'm going to put number 2 on. back side. Not quite at 3. So why not even just start with the 2 if I'm going to do that? Well, then you get a little dangerous. So when you're doing your own hair, you don't want to cut too much off of it. The idea is to blend it in. Again, I can't see. You can see better than me. This looks a little big right here. Trying to get that. And then a 5. Right up here. Right in the back. It's not really cutting anything. Jump to a number 3. So when I go like this, it has like a lot of little spiky hairs, and that's the hard thing when you're cutting your own hair. When a professional's cutting it, when someone else is cutting it, they get better scissors and they can go like this and get a clean cut. Whereas this is like the best I've figured out how to do it. I'm just kind of going in and trying to make it nice and clean cut instead of little spikies. And when you have thinner hair, like me, it's harder. I feel like Bob Ross. And then you want a little puff of cloud right here and a happy cloud. Some trees. Just fill it in. Alright, well, I part my hair this way and I haven't really left anything to part with. Usually I leave a little bit more. It'll grow out. What's the difference between a good haircut and a bad haircut? 2 weeks. Here's a 1. This might be a little short for some of you. Now the trick for the 1 is to blend it in with the 2, and there's quite a big difference between the 1 and the 2. It's harder to get the fade on your own head. I'm going up a little bit higher than you normally do, but that's because I went so high with the no part thing here. Like I said, I tend to go a little bit shorter than I typically would or like to, but that's my lack of abilities. I keep cutting just a little bit more just to try to get it not so. I don't know if you guys have any ideas on how to do it better. Let me know. So I'm just going to take a 5 again. And let's see what oh no, I can even go to 4. We'll see. I'm going to do the 2 again. Right here. So really, if you're feeling bold enough, I guess you could just start with a 3 or a 2 and just do this, because that's what I'm ended up doing. But I just find it helpful not to do it all at once. Now, I would, if I were cutting someone else's hair, I would go across the back and make a straight line or a kind of a curved line with the back. But since I can't see back there, I would only mess things up. This is the 1 again. Make sure I get any stragglers. It's so tempting to want to try to, do more than the 1 and just with the clippers. But from past experience, I know that's not a good thing. So I know I can do that right here. Although not much. I mean, I can just go like that. Now, can I interest you in our gel? They always offer you gel, or they'll ask you if you want gel in your hair at the end, and then they'll try to sell you their brand or whatever. This is not my brand. Got to be ultra glued. That's what I use. Not being sponsored though. I usually take a shower before I put the gel in, but since I'll just take a look at what it looks like with gel. a little short. I didn't leave tons of, like I said, I'll grow out in a couple weeks. But I'm not sure about the back though. This right here, it's my trouble spot. Sometimes I'll see little things after, day after, 2 days after I cut my hair and go in and fix it. But I'm gonna going crazy here, take the 4. A lot of times it doesn't cut all that well when you get your hair wet. The razor. Yeah. This is... Well, I might go back and fix that if I don't like it, but I think it's pretty good. I am quite itchy right now. Well, not really go anywhere, no matter how many times I move it. Alright, there you go. My COVID haircut. Alright, have a good one. Go cut your own hair. Boom.